Remember a time when corporations tried to sell formula, and they still do. I'll tell you, the L formula is breast milk. And understand something, you need to protect your breasts. But understand this, going into the shower and doing a breast check, and now they're telling men to do a prostate check, a testicle check, what next? The reality is when you know who you are and you have faith in your Creator and you believe in your own self-healing. So where am I going with all this? Well, you give me any woman that has breasts, and she could be 13 years old today, and she's going to have crystallization and scar tissue in there. The bowels are such a mess, and the ovaries are such a mess. The ovaries are actually the holy grail. And when the breasts get in trouble, it's because the ovaries already are. And when the breasts get in trouble, it's because the colon already is, because you backed up your lymph and you've thrown your hormones off by inflaming your ovaries. And that's the God's truth. Everybody's all about balancing the hormones. Well, no, it's not about balancing the hormones. You can take things to balance the hormones. But the reality is, it's all about the colon, the liver, and the lymph. You balance those things and you cleanse those things on a daily basis, and you're not going to have a problem. But then we've got to deal with thought, which is the mind. Right now we have a personal treatment and training here, a really beautiful lady. She has a nodule in her breast about the size of a large marble. So anyways, this morning, first of all, when I met them, you may not believe this, but I am an intuitive. I was an intuitive and realized that. My family realized that when I was 12 years old. My father, being a very religious man, thought that I was possessed. But the realization is I pushed it away for years, and now I use it all the time. And I told her right away that the biggest terrorist in her life is her mind. She has a little nodule and of this big. Yes, it is cancerous. But I want to tell you something. You have no idea. So she doesn't have big breasts. They're small. But she wore a bra with a wire in it. And a wire bra is the best way to get breast cancer. It's the best way to get inflammation, scar tissue formation, calcification. And this morning when I went in there, so the nodule is about the big as a marble. And there's a 2-inch leg coming off of it that goes underneath her nipple and right almost to her sternum. And then there's another leg coming off of it, coming down, and it actually comes down and it takes the same shape as the wire. So all I did today was work on those 2 legs. I didn't touch the nodule. And you can believe this or not believe this, but you know, people say to me, like there was a gentleman on the other day who said, I have no right to tell people not to abuse their bodies. Well, the thing is that he didn't understand is people don't even know they're abusing their bodies. Because if everybody's abusing their body in your family, then you think that that's love. Anyway, so I go in there and I start working on this, doing the Wolfe Non-Surgical. So you can either have surgery or go to us. And I'll give you a money back guarantee that my first treatment is going to take you out of fear and into faith. People have lost faith. So I go in there and I work on her for 20 minutes on those 2 legs. Never touch the nodule. I brought the nodule down by, how's this, 45%. 45%, and I never touched it. So now we're gonna go and work on that breast every day. She's not the type of person that wants to come on Facebook or on Instagram, so that's not gonna happen. So you're gonna either have to take this as an out and out lie because you've never heard of anything like this before, or you're gonna have to take it as truth, or you can just live in fear like her. So I'm working on her, and I'll work on her for a few minutes, and she's just shaking like this. So she starts to shake, and I go, understand something. Pain is not your enemy. Fear is your enemy. And I'll work on another woman that has learned that her subconscious is not her friend, and she'll realize the terror. I said to her, how was it when you gave birth to your children? What was the pain compared to what I'm doing now? She goes, oh my gosh, that was the most pain. And I said, yeah, but it was the most joy in your life. So that was a pain, but it was the most joy, and it was way worse. And she said, yes. I said to her, so why, if that was worse, because I set her up now, I said, then why are you shaking right now? And she goes, I don't know. And then I went, And then I'll say, did you notice when I put my elbow down, you'd go, right? And I go, that's the terror you're living with. So thank you, Breast Cancer Association, Breast Cancer Society. Thank you, medical system. Thank you, advertising, for scaring the living crap out of every woman and taking away her power. So I don't care if you have a fibroid, a tumor, and you know what they say to you? Well, it's not big enough to work on surgery yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. And what are they saying? They're keeping an eye on it, and then when it is big enough, they'll go in. But then if you happen to get too scared and not go in at the right time, and it gets too big, then they tell you they can't get it. Tell me I'm making this up. And the problem is when you go to get mammograms, even though they squish it, that's not the problem. The problem is that they're radiating it. Why wouldn't you give Wolfe Non-Surgical a chance? Because you're going to pick the therapy that equals the love you have for yourself. And if you believe that you have no value, and if you believe that you're guilty or you're a sinner or that you need to be punished, then you'll pick therapies because you'll let people cut pieces away from you. Because maybe if I get this poisonous piece cut out of me, that will take the poison out of my mind. We are so in trouble here. This is why I'm doing I Am Woman series, and it will be coming out in about 8 weeks. You know what? And people will say, oh my gosh, you're so intense, Daryl. Well, yeah, but you know what? I love you. I love everybody. I love the people that right now hate me, okay? I love them. And am I perfect? No, I never will be perfect. But you know what? I've got eternity to work on it. And who in the heck could be perfect down here? This is a place that lie, cries, and justifies, and you actually call healthcare health. And there's no care about it. I'll tell you right now, I care for you. Do you care for you? Are you willing to look in my library? Are you willing to go on my masterclass, A to Z Wellness Masterclass? Are you willing to hook up and then come on my Q&As on Friday and Monday and tell me I'm fraudulent or that I've actually helped you? Are you willing to put in some time and effort and I don't want a nickel from you? You are the greatest gift of all, and I need you to realize that, okay? Save your breasts, love your breasts, okay? Get to understand something. It's a scar tissue calcium crystallization issue. And guess what? The thought is the greatest thing and you can't see it, but that's what you are. Be the thought you want to be, okay? All right. This afternoon, I'm having a practitioner meeting for all you practitioners that are New World practitioners or that want to be a New World practitioner. Let me know if you'd like to join us for one time on our practitioner meetings, and we'll show you what a new practitioner is. A new practitioner is someone who doesn't just treat their patients or clients. They train them and understand who can become a New World practitioner. Well, we teach medical doctors, chiropractors, naturopaths, housewives, lumberjacks, steel workers, electricians, hairdressers. Guess what? There's a practitioner in everyone. And nobody's going to tell me that I need to follow society's rules because we know how that's working. All right? You should rule. You should be the ruler of your heart. Have a beautiful day.